Hi everyone, Ash from Little Apiary coming here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done a video. Apologies for that. Things have been going on at home and also been away for a while, so getting back into it now. I'm here in the bee shed at Stratford today. Plan is to build up some boxes, get some frames done, which I'll show you how I do that, and then go around the hives from at least 2 of the apiaries, if not get around to all 3, depends on how much the footage we get, and have a look and see how the bees are doing. The honey house, still waiting on planning permission, so that's sort of on hold at the moment, which is frustrating because I've only got about 3-4 weeks till harvest and I want to get processing, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen in time, so I may have to go back to the old setup in the kitchen this year, which is frustrating because there's a lot of kit sat in the garage ready to go, just can't get it installed. So build some frames up, get some boxes done, have a look around the hives, see if there is anything that needs extra space, and I'll show you where we're at. Okay, so I'm going to be making up frames today to fill boxes. These are commercial frames. I've got a mix of commercial and national supers. It's basically been whatever kit I can buy cheaply at the time, which is why I've ended up with a bit of a mix. So we're doing commercial boxes today. I use these staple guns here with brad nails to make things a lot faster. So I've got sheets of foundation, top bars, side bars and bottom bars, and we'll make up and do as many boxes as I can get done. So I'll set you up and show you how I do that process. Right, so this is the basic process for building up frames that I use. Very simple. Got a bottom bar here, which comes with this strip of bar that you can break off like that. 2 side bars, put them on in there, and the aim is make sure that you get a groove. You can now see if the camera will focus. Groove in there so that you can slide your wax down. Second bar, and 2 bottom bars. So the bottom bars slot into these little gaps like that. So you get 2 of those, and there you go. So that's the frame, and then sheet of wax. So the wax, and if the camera will pick it up, it's got wires. You can see those wires which go up and down. They give strength to the wax and something for the foundation to hang to when you're putting the nails through. Also makes it a bit stronger when it's sitting in the extractor spinning around. And each of those has a little loop at the top there. So those are what you want to go to the top of the frame. So then you just slide your wax down into the frame. Just slides down there. I always fold these little wire loops, which I don't know whether the camera can see those because they're quite fine. I fold them so they're at 90 degrees to the wax. Wax sits up against the top bar. Let's try and keep that in, like so. Then the bar that you peeled off the top bar clamps it all shut. With that, I then nail it shut. So that wax now is clamped in that bar top of the frame, and we're then just now the sidebars in place and the bottom bars as well, and there you have it, one fresh frame ready for the bees to draw out. Now I just need to do that another 10-11 times for each box and take them out to the bees. Okay everyone, so I've got my glamorous assistant Henk here on the camera, so we get some good shots this time round. Just going to run through all of the Stratford hives, see what's going on. We had a quick look through Henk's. Bit concerned about the lack of forage coming in. It's been very dry, so we'll have a look through, see what we're going on, and maybe put some supers on if we're lucky. If not, we might have to start feeding, but we'll have a look in the hives and see. So if you guys remember, this hive was the star of one of my earlier videos where I lost the queen, and last time I looked in we did have eggs, and I've still got bees moving in and out. So let's see. Quick, see what's in the top box. I can see bees. I've seen pollen coming in. The last time I looked, there was eggs up the top here. So let's see what they're doing. There we go. There's quite a lot of weight in there as well, actually. She's laid out. Up here in the top, good honey arch. And there's some pollen running around the ring. So we've got pollen arch, brood in the centre, honey arch. That's quite a nice frame, that one. Have a look again, same again, 2 frames of brood, cool. And that one absolutely solid with stores, packed. A frame of stores, frame of brood, quite nice calm bees as well. Eggs, some larvae, and she's laid that frame out as well. And again, look at that. That's about a month. She's laid that out all the way through. Plenty of bees in the bottom as well. So that is a decent nuke. But we should be able to overwinter nicely. Okay, second hive. This was a queen that split off. I split off from Wanstead, brought here, and then they decided to raise some queen cells. And the last thing I looked, she'd started laying, so it's a fresh 2025 queen in here. brand new frame. You see they're filling that out, but not touched that side yet. How much weight they got? Well, there's a fair amount of weight in. I think these girls have been stealing all Hank's honey. That solid frame of stores, sorry. Another solid frame of honey. So this top box absolutely full with stores. So that means I've got to get in the bottom box, just check for a queen. That's all I'm interested in really now. I know they've got plenty of stores. Have they got eggs? As soon as I see eggs, then close them back up. And this double-story nuke configuration is the way I like to overwinter. So that's a scattered pattern, but it is full of eggs. So hopefully that's one that's hatched out and she's backfilled. Again, full of eggs, but not a great pattern. You see there, it just looks a bit patchy. Mind you, there's a big patch of drone comb in the middle of that, which is probably why they're not filled that up, because they don't want to raise drones at this time of year, especially when there's not a big flow on. Again, not a great pattern. So she might be poorly mated, but she may have gone off lay a bit in that really dry weather. And there is eggs. That's a bit better frame. She's laid that out, and there. So she can do it. So I'm going to leave those in a moment. They've got loads of stores, no need to feed or worry about those. And they've got space down below. Oh, that's heavy. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, again another queen from Wanstead. She was split off. And we've got the ants in here again. This is the colony I kicked all the ants out of last time. Eggs and everything. Been plenty of comings and goings from the front of the hive though. And look at that. So they've drawn out that super, filled that almost across. If we can pull the frame out. There you go. Full chock frame of honey. Blows out. What I'm going to do, just going to pop this in the middle and hope that they'll draw this foundation out. Move the honey out to the edge since that one's full. And I think I'll put an extra super on them.
Always check, make sure she's not on there. Let's get the dummy board out. Loads of pollen. It's a bit of a ropey old frame, that. Not drawn out the best. That's packed full of pollen, which is their protein and fat source. Get a little bit antsy. There you go. Full sheet of brood. And this side as well. So that's enough for me. You've got to go in the hives with a plan of what you want to see. So now all I'm interested in is, do they have enough food? Are they queen right? As soon as I know that, I don't need to go poking around anymore, annoying them or disturbing them. You don't need to go in your hive, don't go in it. So we can hope maybe it's a fresh box of foundation. We'll move up into that. Got about 3 weeks, I reckon, to my end of harvest. We'll see if they fill it. I wouldn't hold my breath, I wouldn't bank on it, but since they're filled, we may as well give them the chance. This colony came from my old allotment site, and the queen didn't survive the move. So I know they've drawn queen cells. I've seen pollen going in. So we'll see if they've got mated. I mean, there's no weight in this whatsoever, so I may need to bring some syrup out for these girls. So not touch that foundation. Or that one, or that. Drawn a little bit. Nothing in it though. There's just no weight. You can see there's a bit of nectar in the top there, and there is young larvae and eggs. So we've got a mated queen. Well, we've got a queen laying. And there's a little bit of a honey arch, but there's not a lot. These girls are living a bit hand to mouth. And there you go. Laid out worker brood. Means she's mated. Again, worker brood. So there's a queen in there. I think these girls will get some pollen pack with some protein and some feed, because it's not enough. There's a little bit of weight to this one, but not enough for me to be comfortable. Another dry spell and these girls could easily starve. Again, no need to go looking any further. Seen what I need to see. Shut them up, move on. This colony was the original one that I brought down here to start with, and I think the last video said they weren't doing particularly well, weren't really building up, and then I came in, I don't know, 4 weeks ago and found a swarm hanging out the front and a queen cell. So I put the queen cell with all the brood over here, gave these an empty box with some eggs just in case she'd gone, to pull back. So we'll have a look and see what we've ended up with. This was the one I was hoping I'd get some honey off of, but they're just not really done anything. Again, there's nothing in that super, and there's some weight, but there's nothing, I don't think, up top. So let's have a look, see what they've done. That's empty. That's, well, they've chewed a hole in it, not done anything with it. Some pollen. Oh, there you go. So there's definitely a queen in there. She's laid up. There's weight in there, but nothing extra. So I'll leave them for the moment. And we'll see what they do. Again, no point in going through potentially killing queens once you found out what you want to know. See what this, whether this one. And there's still bees coming in and out. Wow, that roof is hot. I think it's hit about 24, 25 degrees today. Bit hot for being in a bee suit, I know that much. I mean, there's some weight. It doesn't look like there's any in the super. No, that's empty. All we want to know is, have they got a queen? Have they got a queen, and is she mated? That's all we're really interested in. Stores and honey. See now? That's the pollen. So, are we getting into the nest now? Pollen, eggs, young larvae, and seal brood. So there's another 20-25 queen in here. There you go. Queen, eggs, food. And that's the summer inspection. Okay, so this one, I think the last video we looked at this hive, I wasn't sure. I couldn't see any eggs. So I put a frame of eggs in. There's a test frame. So the idea of that is, if you think they're queenless, give them a frame of eggs. If they draw out queen cells, then you know they're queenless. If they don't draw any queen cells out, you could have a virgin in there. Or something else going on. Not a huge amount of feed in here. A little bit of stores, some pollen. These are all nice fresh frames. Again, you see all the dark pollen and the honey arch. No eggs in there though. Pollen again, but nothing. A little patch of brood there. But not much, you see there. And loads of pollen. So there might be a bit pollen bound, to be honest. Let's have a look. Again, it's not a great pattern, is it? But there is worker brood. So she may not be very well mated, this one. That's a bit better. That's a good slab of brood. That side, there's a wasp in there. There. And there. So we've got a mated queen. Again, could just be she went off a bit when it was dry, there was nothing coming in. I think I'll drop this nice fresh empty frame in there. Give her a nice fresh frame to lay up. We'll check again next week, see how they're doing, but there's a queen. But certainly not in a position to start filling supers, so I'm not going to give them that space yet. Last one for here. So this was a nuke again. I think this one came from Wanstead. Oh no, so I tell a lie, this one came from Hainault. This was the queen that had decided to swarm. So I took her and dropped her in this nuke and brought her down here and left the queen cell up at Hainault. Again, that's sort of my method of swarm control when I'm wanting to increase my stocks, which this year I did because obviously we had this apiary to fill. So they're not even moved up into this box. So that go there out of the way. We got bees. These are my homemade nukes from right when I first started. I haven't used them in years, but this year they've been pressed into service. Not as good as the poly hives, which are much better insulated. These are just made out of ply. Try and be a bit careful not to roll too many bees. That is solid frame of stores and pollen. Okay. Eggs, young live in there. She's laid up. That one is hatched out. So you can see there the hatch, she lays in a spiral. So she'll start and work her way out. So that means they hatch that way as well, and she starts backfilling again. So this lot, you can see that bee there, it's just hatching. So it's just coming out. So these have all emerged from there, and she's come in and backfilled all the way along. So that's quite a nice frame for you all to see. bit of weight, and look at that slab of brood she's laid almost out to the edges, but there's a good honey arch there as well. So for me, again, that's all I need to know. They've got plenty of food, they're not going to starve. In the next week, and they've got a mated queen, and they can start filling the top boxes. I'll have to get a feeder in for those, get them through winter, and they'll go through in that double colony. So, not a bad little start here. We'll see how Wanstead's going when we get up there and have a look through. But there's definitely some nectar coming in, which I was a bit worried about before. But these hives are all fairly heavy, except for that one at the end. So we'll get to taste some Stratford honey this year. Okay, so we're now at Wanstead. We're going to have a quick blitz through. I know everything's queen right in here, so I'm not going to go down in the brood boxes here. I'm just going to look in the top boxes, see if they've filled them up, see whether there has been a flow on or not. If they have, we'll stick some more on. If they haven't, then we know we're going to be in for a tight winter. So we start over this one here. So this hive was demarrayed and raised a new queen in the top. I took the old queen, so the new queen's down here in this box on fresh foundation, and I took the new queen, the old queen, over to Stratford. Have we got anything? No. There's a bit cleared, as you see, half. It's been so dry. This time last year they'd have filled these boxes, no problem. Hardly anything in that one. Empty. Empty, and that's as far as they got. Now we've had 2 boxes off these guys from spring, and I left a full super on for them in case it all went a bit wrong. I've filled that. That's not even 2-3 frames. So that goes to show, because this is our most consistent apiary. Every year we've pulled off gallons of honey from here. This year we got nothing. Nothing in that hive. So definitely don't need to put anything extra on there. May even come back next week, take some of these empty supers off and reduce the space down. Look good here, you know. Empty. Empty. I've cleaned this out. This was the one that I harvested spring. Nothing in it. That's still a box of foundation. May get 1 or 2, not much though. Cleaned out. Empty. Next one, empty. Wow. No honey in there at all. Let's see what this one does. Nothing. Nope. I think all the weight's down the bottom. There we have it, guys. No honey, not this year, or very little. We may get some in these bottom boxes, but everything else is empty. So it's going to be a poor honey harvest this year, from what I can see. And these were good colonies going into the summer. We did our splits early. Nothing swarmed. It's just literally been no moisture, nothing for the flowers to get producing nectar, nothing for the bees to collect and live hand to mouth this summer. So we'll start getting ready for next year, thinking about feeding, thinking about treating, harvest what we can, and then move on, try again next year.